In the highly scrutinized world of Chinese entertainment, where image and professionalism reign supreme, it is often the small moments that leave the most lasting impression. Not the big scenes, not the dramatic dialogue, but rather the spontaneous, unplanned expressions. That is exactly what happened recently when Zhou Ye and Cheng Lei appeared together on a show. The audience, who were initially expecting a typical promotional event, were treated to something much more interesting: Zhou Ye's palpable nervousness in front of Cheng Lei. Zhou Ye has always been known as a calm, confident figure with an elegant aura. In many interviews and public appearances, she almost always appears stable, controlled, and rarely shows any awkwardness. However, on this occasion, that image seemed to crumble a little. From the start of the event, Zhou Ye's body language seemed different. He smiled more often, but it was not a confident smile, rather a small smile accompanied by embarrassment. His gaze averted several times, then stole a glance as if to confirm something, before finally looking down again. The camera captured small details that were hard to ignore. The way Zhou Ye played with his fingers, took slightly deeper breaths, and reacted a fraction of a second late when Cheng Lei spoke. All of this created a strong impression. He was nervous, and that nervousness was not feigned. Many fans immediately noticed this change, because Zhou Ye was not the type of artist who easily appeared awkward in public. Precisely because of that, this moment felt special. On the other hand, Cheng Lei appeared much calmer. He spoke at a steady pace, with a consistent slight smile and relaxed body language. However, his calmness was not cold. On the contrary, there was a warm and attentive impression in his every movement. The brief glance he directed at Zhou Ye was not a blank stare, but one that seemed to give a sense of security. At times, he seemed to adjust to Zhou Ye's rhythm, as if aware that his colleague beside him was nervous. This kind of interaction is difficult to engineer. It's not because they are standing close together or sharing the stage, but because the energy they radiate feels natural. Zhou Ye appears even more nervous when Cheng Lei is being gentle. Instead of explicitly calming him down, Cheng Lei's mature attitude makes Zhou Ye's reactions even more honest and open. This is the kind of chemistry that can often only be felt, not explained. It didn't take long before small clips from the event spread widely on social media. The few-second video clip was played over and over, zoomed in, slowed down, and analyzed by fans. Many highlighted Zhou Ye's change in expression, comparing it to his appearance on other shows. The most common conclusion was this: Zhou Ye looked different when he was near Cheng Lei. Comments appeared with enthusiastic tones. Some called the nervousness a sign of attraction, while others saw it as a natural reaction between two people who have an emotional closeness. Regardless of each person's interpretation, one thing that many people agreed on was that this moment felt sincere. There was no exaggeration, no over-the-top dramatization, just two individuals sharing a space with feelings that were not entirely hidden. Interestingly, the main appeal of this moment lies in the things that were left unsaid. There were no confessions, no explicit statements, no obvious romantic gestures. However, body language often speaks more honestly than words. The way Zhou Ye smiled too quickly and then immediately looked down, or how he seemed a little slow to respond to jokes, gave the impression that his mind was not entirely focused on the event, but on the person next to him. In the highly controlled entertainment industry, spontaneous moments like this are rare. Artists are trained to maintain their image, control their expressions, and hide their personal emotions in public. Therefore, when Zhou Ye's nervousness was clearly visible, many people felt as if they were witnessing a rarely seen human side. She was not only a famous actress, but also a young woman who could feel awkward, clumsy, and nervous in front of someone. Cheng Lei also received his own spotlight. His calm and unassuming attitude made him appear even more mature. He did not try to dominate, nor did he seem to take advantage of the public attention. Instead, he came across as a stable figure, as if he were a point of balance amid Zhou Ye's nervousness. This dynamic made their interactions even more interesting to observe. For fans, moments like this often become the subject of lengthy discussions. Was this just a spontaneous reaction between colleagues who know each other well, or were there other unspoken feelings involved? Questions like this may never have a definite answer. However, it is precisely this uncertainty that keeps this story alive in the public's mind. What is clear is that Zhou Ye's nervousness in front of Cheng Lei has left a deep impression. It shows that behind the glitz of the stage and the glare of the cameras, human emotions remain difficult to hide. A smile that comes too quickly, a distracted gaze, and awkward body language are often the most honest confessions. Ultimately, this story is not about confirming whether or not there is love between them. It is about how a simple moment can touch many people because of its honesty. It's about how nervousness can look sweet, and how a brief moment together on stage can evoke warm feelings in anyone who witnesses it. Zhou Ye may have come with the intention of performing professionally, but his heart seems to be a little more open than he realizes. Cheng Lei may have just stood beside him, speaking calmly, but her presence was enough to change the atmosphere. And from there, a moment was born, not from grand words, but from a small nervousness that couldn't be hidden. After seeing all those moments, what do you think? Was Zhou Ye's nervousness just a spontaneous reaction on stage, or was it an unintentional expression of his heart? Sometimes, feelings don't need to be spoken to be felt. A quick smile, a distracted gaze, and a small silence that feels different are enough. If you have your own opinion about Zhou Ye and Cheng Lei's interaction, don't hesitate to write it in the comments section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss other interesting moments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.